then the time
That
changed.
doesn't count. That doesn't. Oh shit, we're live. Hold on. Let me make that guy smaller. All right.
Hey,
Well, welcome back to the
we're
live
here.
edition of the show. I guess we could call last episode 151. I mean,
Sure.
technically,
Yeah,
it's
can be replays within the episode numbers.
yeah. We'll do it for that one because I kind of screwed up.
I'm sure we dropped it on the Spotify as a replay.
No,
Oh, okay.
no, I didn't. I just did the YouTube video one. I was kind of hoping you would, you know. Anyway,
I was a
there
little
we are.
busy.
Yeah, you were a little busy, and here we are. And Dom's already in the chat trolling. Dom, let me tell you what. Okay, let me start off with you, Dom. We still have a 5-game lead in the East. Okay, we still are 1 game off of the best record in baseball, even though another friend of mine has officially written off the Phillies as one and done in the playoffs. We still have a 5-game lead in the East. We have superstar Aaron Nola on the mound tonight, September 23rd, 2024, where we can clinch the West.
Way to date it.
Or the East, actually, because we're in the East.
Way to date the episode.
Got to date the episode for when the people listen to this down the line years and years later after the Phillies won the World Series in 2024. I will say, as my last note on baseball, I am very excited for the postseason. The Yankees are playing great. Aaron Judge is on a tear like never before. I'm not nervous, Tom. But all the national media focuses their attention on Shohei Ohtani and the fact that he has 51 home runs and 51 stolen bases, and it's an amazing achievement. But Aaron Judge has 55 home runs, if I'm correct, and is getting close to hitting 60 again for a second consecutive season. That's not getting the national attention that Ohtani's getting. And Judge plays every day, and he plays his position. Ohtani's a designated hitter, so of course he's going to hit more home runs, right?
I don't know who anybody you're talking about is.
I know. There's a little baseball. Aaron Judge plays for the New York Yankees.
I know who they all are.
Okay, good. For those that don't know, Aaron Judge plays for the Yankees.
Except for superstar Aaron Nola. I don't know who that is.
Superstar Aaron Nola
That must be a different Aaron Nola.
Comes up big when we need him. Like tonight. Tonight we'll be dancing on our own.
Wow.
Hopefully not, because that song needs to go away.
Well, I heard the Savannah Bananas got everybody singing it Saturday night when they were in town. Big deal. Big show for them.
I saw some highlights of that, and I didn't really. I've never gotten on a banana craze, so I didn't know what it was about. And then I read the rules of what their games are, and it just sounds like it's fun, like just nothing but fun.
Yeah, we set the attendance record for a Savannah's Banana game in Philly on Saturday.
No shit.
45,000 in attendance at Citizens Bank Park. The lottery went on sale in July, sold out in about 30 seconds if you made it in the lottery.
That's amazing.
They are since Pete's asking, so the Savannah Bananas are like, they are the Harlem Globetrotters of baseball.
Yes.
Every town they go, they play against the same team. When they were just in Philly over the weekend, they brought in Shane Victorino, Joe Blanton, Ryan Howard, all popped in.
I didn't see Blanton. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's somebody else. I forget who the fourth name was, but they brought all them into the game to like hit and do the stuff they do, choreographed dances. It's a whole thing. My wife really wanted tickets, and I did not manage to secure them, but I did get open training for the Union earlier in the day, which was pretty cool.
You did. You had a busy week.
Got my kid all the signatures.
Yeah, you had a nice little busy week there.
Yeah, I started off on the field with the Eagles and ended up on the field with the Union. Couldn't complain.
And you did not wear your Ravens jersey?
To the Eagles game on Monday night while I was on the field? No, I did not wear my Ravens jersey.
Look, I knew that you had said that you were going to, but even I knew that was kind of a little bit of a mistake.
Yeah, there was no way that I was. Yeah, I would look. Cunningham is still my favorite quarterback of all time, so I have zero qualms about wearing a Cunningham jersey,
And you know what?
especially since he played for the Ravens.
Okay.
So I'm still covered.
That's like our old sound guy, Dave.
Yeah.
Rest in peace, Dave, who was a diehard Dallas Cowboys fan.
Mm.
But when the band played the pregame show down at Xfinity Live here in Philadelphia, because the band was on TV and Dave, sometimes the camera would catch him, he had to wear an Eagles jersey. So what did Dave do? Dave bought a Bill Bergey throwback jersey.
See, there you go.
And he was okay with that as a Cowboys fan wearing the Bill Bergey jersey. And
Right.
then he
See,
gave
you're
it to
good.
CT.
You're good. Yeah, it's fine.
But it does. Go ahead. You had a long, fun week.
Yeah, I did all the things. Well, it's been 2 weeks now since we saw each other. I
Yeah.
played a bunch of gigs. Yeah, did was it the Eagles game Monday to watch their we left before their collapse to beat the traffic. But as soon as they missed that first field goal, we were like, oh well, this is gonna haunt them. But yeah, we had prime parking for it, like right up front. So that was cool. Just walked right into the stadium, walked right back out. Did about 45 minutes on the field for pregame, hanging out. Got to see Big Nick and Big Dom and all the big guys.
All the big guys.
Dude, Landon Dickerson is insanely huge, like so big.
Really?
Oh my God. That whole line is just, I mean, now that they got rid of the little guy, Kelsey, they are massive. They were already like the biggest line in football, and then they got rid of the smallest center in football. Yeah. So
the one with the
yeah, did that. And then what else? I don't even remember. Oh, and then it was the wife's birthday. So we were doing stuff all weekend for that, but got to go down to the Philadelphia Union Open practice Saturday. Took my middle kid to go see that. Went to a kids football game on Friday night for the high school. They won 37-0. That was cool. Yeah, did all that stuff, and yeah, back at it today. How about you, man?
Well, let me say hi to Pete, hi to Dom, hi to Alyssa, hi to T, and go to hell, Dom. Oh, I mean, hi, Dom.
Wow. No, he said he likes Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
It's fine. I love Brooklyn Nine-Nine. It's one of my favorite shows. What did I do? I played hockey. I played some hockey. Played a little more hockey. Watched some TV. Watched some recent TV.
Oh my God, really?
But being as this is the 20th anniversary of a certain show, my rewatch of this show, which I will only do once and then never ever again, is going well. So Lost is the 20th anniversary of Lost. It's been 20 years.
Yeah.
I cannot watch. This is like the first time I'm watching it all in a row and together instead of waiting a week at a time and then a year at a time. I'm watching it all together, and the show works better that way. It's hit.
What is a binge?
Yeah, much better as a binge than waiting. It was fun diving into all the mysteries and stuff for the first 3 seasons when they knew what they were doing, and then when they kind of like were just like, F it, we want to end it now. That's when it kind of like, I still really like the finale personally. I can't wait to watch it and cry.
As long as you then go watch the Jimmy Kimmel alternate endings.
I saw them. I've seen all the specials, all the stuff. Right now, Jorge Garcia, who played Hurley, is doing TikToks and videos of like behind the scenes stuff where he just went into like the vault and was looking at like old props and stuff that they saved from the show. Cool. And, yeah, it's cool if you enjoyed the show.
And you have the time.
And I have the time. But I am caught up on the Monkey show, and the Marvel show and the DC show that I can't wait to talk about later. And I can't wait to hear your thoughts because we didn't discuss them. Yeah. We didn't really discuss them. We try not to like really get in deep to that so that we can kind of like, throw it out here for everyone. Yes.
So I'm excited that you watched some current stuff.
Well, one current thing.
I didn't. Oh, wait a minute. How did you only watch? There was multiple current things that came out.
Well, 3 current things, I think.
Okay, good. Look at you go.
Well, I said the Marvel thing, the DC thing, and the Monkey thing.
Okay. I
And
think
then
that's all the things that we watched that came out.
and then pretty soon, we're gonna have to watch Yellowstone over for that to come back in November, right? Together, you and me.
I am caught up on Yellowstone, so I will watch.
From a distance.
Yes.
You'll watch me do it from a distance. And the last thing, the last sports related note, I have no care in the world what happens to football in general. I am 0 for 3 on my knockout picks at work. I picked Cincinnati week 1, they got upset. I picked Detroit week 2, they got upset. I picked Tampa Bay week 3, they lost. So I am 0 for 3, and I am now probably at the point where they do it by wins. So I'm probably already playing for the losers pool now to get my money back. As far as the fantasy football goes, I will lose my 3rd straight game tonight, and then again not care about football for the rest of this year.
I've never been more proud of you for doing all that.
It's baseball and hockey. That's
Got it.
all I care about. That's it.
Got it. I'm not in fantasy football this year. I'm in a pick'em league, but I don't know how many I've won, so I haven't even looked. I was in last place after week 1, and I pretty much wrote off the season. So I think I'm good. We'll see what happens.
No, Kate, I don't suck at it. It's just that Cincinnati and Detroit both got upset, so that's not my fault. That's the NFL's fault for sending the wrong scripts out. So
could be. That's true.
But I have 2 lists.
Oh, all right.
And the one is very topical. I'm curious to see how this one's going to go. So this is the 13 most rewatchable episodes of the Star Wars live action TV shows. Oh,
okay. How many?
13.
I don't know that that's true.
Well, we're going to see.
I don't know that there's 13 rewatchable episodes of the live action.
Coming in at number 13, which really sets the bar. Mandalorian season 1, episode 1. That's at the bottom of the list.
Yeah, it was good. It was good.
Very good show. Very
good.
good.
I already know this list is going to be flawed because I feel like the Acolyte's going to be on there at some point, and I know that it's wrong.
I hope not. Number 12 is The Mandalorian season 1, episode 8, titled Redemption.
Sure, that was good.
That was the finale.
It was the finale. Yeah. That was when you got to listen to Taika as IG 82 or 81 or whatever 80 we were at.
Number 11 is The Mandalorian season 2, episode 5, chapter 13, The Jedi. That's when Ahsoka shows up.
Yeah, it was fine.
It was a good episode.
Yeah. I mean, for where we were, it was good at the time.
Yeah.
We didn't know how much they were going to ruin Ahsoka after that.
Number 10 is The Mandalorian season 2, episode 8, chapter 16, The Rescue. This would have been number 1 for me.
Yeah.
Only because Luke Skywalker shows up at the end of this episode.
What?
And that
Spoilers.
My bad. But that is probably the most, aside from a little janky facial CGI, which is fine. It was fine.
It's fine. Somebody fixed it.
Somebody online fixed it. And I believe got a job from it.
They did. They worked on season 3.
Number 9, The Mandalorian season 3, episode 3, chapter 19, The Convert. This was the one that was set back on Coruscant. A lot of people didn't like this episode.
Oh, that was a great episode.
Right.
It was very well written.
I loved it. I thought it was really, really good. Number 8, The Book of Boba Fett, episode 5, chapter 5, Return of the Mandalorian. No, it's not a Boba Fett-centered episode on the Book of Boba Fett, but a Mandalorian-centered episode on the Book of Boba Fett.
The fact that it was on the Book of Boba Fett means no. Right. That should not be on any list as being good, because that'll encourage people like, oh, I bet I'll like this show. And no, you won't. You won't like any other part of it.
Yeah. I know you didn't like this as much as I did, but at number 7, Obi-Wan Kenobi, episode 6, part 6, is when Obi-Wan and Darth Vader fight.
The fight was awful.
It was really badly colored. And they even admitted to that they colored it all.
The color was not great, but the fact that we got all this stuff that they never did before and never did again.
It's really hard.
and there was no stakes in the fight because like you knew they were already as bad as they were gonna get.
Yeah.
And
I
like Obi
I
didn't come out with a limp in the beginning, or anything. That would have been cool. Like if he had a stump leg, I would have
right.
been down.
Number 6 is Andor season 1, episode 6, The Eye. I thought every episode of Andor
It
was
was the
fantastic.
finale, right?
Uh,
No,
no.
that was the end of the second trilogy.
Yeah.
That was at the prison outbreak, wasn't it? Prison break.
Yeah. The Eye was it was when the ship leaves the planet finally.
Got it.
When they get off the planet from the big heist. I thought, oh good.
Oh, that
It's
one.
7 o'clock. At number 5, Andor season 1, episode 10, One Way Out. Another great episode where
Oh,
they
that
escape
was
the prison.
the one I was thinking of.
Yeah, that's the one they escaped the prison. That was good.
Yeah.
Number 4, Andor season 1, episode 12, Rick's Road. This
Finale.
was the one in the town where his mom gives the big speech.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look, any episode of Andor is fine for this, unless look, they should have all been just Andor episodes. But I feel like the rest of the top is still Andor.
No. Number
God.
3, Ahsoka season 1, episode 5, part 5, Shadow Warrior.
No.
That's the one with Anakin. That was a good one.
No, it wasn't.
I thought it was great.
That was awful.
You're sick in the head. Number 2 is Ahsoka season 1, episode 7.
Nope.
That's the one with hologram Anakin.
Still no.
You didn't like any of the Ahsoka.
I did not.
Putting it at the top like this, I would probably flip flop it with Andor. And the number 1, oh man.
Yeah, it's just what you hoped for.
Screen Rant really just, this is not a rewatchable episode. Number 1 is the Acolyte episode 5 titled Night. This is the one with the big lightsaber fight. Maybe this is the only rewatchable scenes.
I mean, that's all that was in that episode. It's just one long lightsaber fight.
That's okay.
But not the number 1 most rewatchable episode of all of those. No. For sure. That's like 13 again, because 12 and 13 should be the Book of Boba Fett and the Acolyte one, because
no, I agree.
You need some context to watch those.
No,
and, not good.
I totally agree.
Screen Rant's not living up.
No, I'm gonna have to. I went back to it. I was doing another
Ranker,
one,
and then you moved.
I did. Do we want to do the Sopranos one, or do you want to just skip it and go to the funner stuff?
Let's wait on that until we have some. We'll do that after we have another episode of The Penguin.
That works for me.
They can pull back to where they're going.
I have to go to my paper. Let's see. The Office Australia. You see the trailer for this?
I did not. I heard it starting.
So this is not to be confused with the reboot of The Office that is being done on Amazon Prime.
Right.
Okay? This is the Australian version of The Office done in Australia with a paper company, I believe it is. It is the story of a company called Finley Craddock, and her branch will be shutting down the work remotely. There's a woman in charge. I watched the trailer. It's a little
You don't watch Bluey, so you probably don't get the Australian humor. That's probably what it is.
Well, I get it a little bit, and I've watched some Australian stuff before, so I know it's kind of a different kind of humor, and I'm definitely not closing the door on it. I don't even know who any of the actors are.
No, I don't know where you'll be able to watch that in the States either.
I'll find it. Don't you worry.
I know you will.
I'll find it.
I won't be able to watch it in the States.
But the Office reboot that's set in the same world as the Office TV show that you are currently watching, and I'm assuming not with any update on that.
No, I just realized that I watched too many other things in the limited time that I had to watch.
I said funner. I mean, yeah, we had a break. We'll get back to normal stuff with that. It looks interesting. I like I said, I didn't get the English version of it. It didn't strike me. So
well, this is an American version with all English and European actors, so that'll be great.
We did get George Clooney confirming that there's a script for Ocean's 14.
Oh, I think we had this last time, didn't we?
Well, he confirmed it now.
Got it.
So, and apparently they're going to kill someone who Brad Pitt finds funny.
Oh.
So there's 2 cast members that definitely won't be in it. Bernie Mac passed away.
Yep.
And
Carl Reiner.
Carl Reiner, thank you.
Elliot Gould's still alive? That's amazing.
Elliot Gould's still kicking. Yeah. He's an older gentleman.
Yeah. Maybe you get rid of the Affleck boy. Or a Cheadle.
Cheadle, well, it's not like he's filming Armor Wars. Oh, wait, he already did.
Did he?
No. Elliot Gould's 86.
Yeah. I don't know that Cheadle even knows what Armor Wars is.
No, not according to the last time we talked about it. Speaking of sequels, here's one completely out of left field. How about The Passion of the Christ 2?
I don't know where the first one left off, but I would assume it completed the story, didn't it? No?
Well, is the story of Christ ever complete, Jack?
Is this like a prequel?
No.
Okay.
They're scouting locations. Jim Caviezel is supposed to be returning as his Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, as well as Mel Gibson to direct. So the Passion of the Christ, if I remember correctly, was the days of suffering up to the crucifixion and then the crucifixion.
Yeah, that's the end of the story.
But there's more story after that.
Is Jesus in the rest of the story? I don't think he is.
Well, he is 3 days later.
Yeah, not for long.
But for a while, and we're in the end game now.
For like a flashback, you know.
That's phenomenal. That's phenomenal. I mean,
that's fun. You know, I don't know if Jim Caviezel's still young enough to play the role, because I feel like you know, there might have been an age thing that there was a reason that their aging stopped. Speaking of shitty things the Roman Empire did you see the Gladiator 2 trailer?
Yeah, I was going to mention that. So let me see hold on, I'm looking to see how old Jim's 55.
Yeah.
He's right in the wheelhouse.
Of what?
Being 55.
People did not live till they were 55 back then.
True. But he is old.
Let alone people that ended up on a cross did not usually make it till 55.
He is old enough to participate in the Citizens Bank Senior Stroll the Bases.
Oh, look, if we can do this as a musical and do it like The Life of Brian, a reboot of The Life of Brian, I might be in.
What if they do a Passion of Benjamin Buttons and he goes backwards?
Then maybe.
I don't know. I do we need?
I might also not be the target audience. I didn't see the first one, so you know, hey, all good.
I saw it and I don't know why I saw it. But I saw it.
Well, they have to take out Deadpool.
Deadpool's
That's why they have to make the sequel, because Deadpool took out Passion of the Christ as the highest grossing R-rated movie, right?
Yep.
So they had to so they had to come in with a sequel to take it back out. Just good.
While you bring up Deadpool, Deadpool and Wolverine, no thank you. We're gonna hopefully Karen doesn't start talking here in a minute.
Oh, that's what I'm saying, T. It's if you do a flashback, right, and make it a prequel, and you do Joseph in the Technicolor coat, like get Joseph with the Technicolor dream coat into this. It's perfect. It's everything you need in one movie.
Deadpool and Wolverine is now the 5th highest domestic box office performance in MCU history.
Okay.
Just past the Avengers at the domestic box.
Yeah, just past Avengers 1, but didn't hit Ultron, the other two, Spider-Man.
No, it's at 1.316.
Oh, so it passed Captain Marvel. Good for it.
It did. And it just leaped ahead of Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness.
God, piece of shit.
Yeah, I mean,
Though, did you see? So speaking of the multiverse of madness, did you see that alternate script thing that somebody
Yeah,
leaked and said was the thing?
that looked better,
Yeah,
infinitely
where
better.
Scarlet Witch was the America Chavez character. Oh my god.
It that leaked script had me up until accidentally beheading Wong.
Yeah, it's a bit
Ha
much.
y
Then you don't get him and what's her name?
Charlize?
No, no, Wong and his girlfriend in She-Hulk.
Oh, crap. What was her name?
It's something with a Y, but not where you expect.
Megan?
No,
Um,
Madison
Madison, thank you.
with a Y,
Madison
but not where
Kawhi.
you think.
Right. Yeah,
Yeah.
no. The Gladiator 2 trailer is very action-packed, and then there has been a theory for the last 24 years of who the father of Lucius is, and they reveal that in the trailer. So,
Supposedly,
that's what she says.
there's no DNA testing back then.
There was no DNA test back then.
There's the assumption, but he does look a lot more like Joaquin Phoenix than like.
But he also that was his sister.
Look, it was weird times.
That's true. That
You know
is
how
true.
long it's been since I saw the first Gladiator? When was that filmed?
24 years ago.
It was around then.
Right. Oh, same. I mean,
I don't
I
think
haven't
I ever saw that out of the movie theater.
I think I bought it on DVD back then.
Mm.
Maybe watched it once.
Yeah, exactly. T. Don't
look,
you watch Game of Thrones? You love the.
I love a
The
little Targaryen.
you love a Rhaenyra and Damon.
Oh, yeah, I do.
See, it's all fine. It's all good back then.
I do.
But what do you? What did you think of the trailer?
The trailer looks great. It looks great. Denzel's playing Denzel. He's
Pedro's
probably
playing Pedro.
Pedro is playing Pedro, and whoever that star is playing that guy. No, it looks like it's going to be like a big blockbuster, action packed, explosive.
Yeah, it's going to tank in the box office.
Will it?
100%. It's going to tank in the box
When's
office.
it come out?
Doesn't matter.
But yeah, it does. That's
It doesn't matter. It's going to tank in the box office.
Gladiator 2 is a 2024 film. It says. When are
So, because here's why.
November 22nd. Oh, it's coming out Thanksgiving weekend. That's going to do great.
No, it's not.
Sure.
Because here's why. Because the people that care about that movie don't go to the movies anymore. Like they don't. They're not gonna. They don't care. And there's not enough of them to care about going to the movies. It's not going to capture any new audience. It's going to be like, oh my god, I can't wait to go see Gladiator 2. It's so cool. So you're going to miss about 40 years of audience there.
Paul Mescal definitely does look a little Joaquinish.
He's a little Joaquini.
Little Joaquini in him. A little bit. What else? I have
like Training Day in Rome. It's going to be great.
Star Trek Strange New Worlds. See, Star Trek is doing it right. Okay. Season 3 is coming out in 2025. They're going to start filming season 4 in February. They're just rolling right along. Like they're chaining them together, kind of like the way The Boys is doing with the Boys films, and Gen V's coming out while they're filming The Boys, and then The Boys will come out. And if they continue to, well, they're only doing it one more time, but if they were able to do things like, if more shows were able to do things like that, we wouldn't have to wait until everybody ages out of their roles.
Look, I'm just excited that all of the shows that we are currently on our watch list are not standalone, like drop all 20 episodes at once or all 9 episodes at once. We're getting some weekly drops, which is nice.
Yeah, me too, because then we don't have to like talk about a whole super.
Yeah, we don't have to binge it and then try and watch all those episodes because we just don't have that time. You heard earlier, Frank's a busy man. There's a lot of hockey.
So definitely a lot of hockey. 3 games a week at my age is a lot of hockey.
That sounds like a lot of hockey.
It really is. And I didn't tell you, but I acquired a specific piece for my house that I have been trying to get that has been out of stock for the last month and a half.
Oh.
I acquired 7-foot Darth Vader animatronic for the holidays.
Wow. I can't wait.
Well, you saw the picture of the Stormtrooper.
I did. The Stormtrooper is doing a lot. Did you?
Do not.
see any of Black Mirror? Are you a Black Mirror guy? No? Just the first episode. Just go watch that, and then we'll discuss. I don't need you to commit. Just the first episode. Go watch it, and then
Seven?
text me afterwards.
That's a lot.
No, they're all, it's every season's like 5 episodes, maybe.
Oh, okay.
But they're all like hours. They're all until the last season, which I didn't get through the last season. I watched part of it. And I didn't watch Bandersnatch either. But the first couple seasons are all this twisted future where tech has gone wrong and has influenced the world in like a dark way that you know it could go, but it hasn't gone yet.
Right.
Whether it be social media or DNA stuff or communications or Big Brother or whatever. Like, and you don't know how it's going to go. The show is consistently great and makes you really kind of think about the technology you're using every day and where it's going. They got away from like I said last season, they did some horror episodes, some little other stuff, and then this next season is going to go back to all of the like sci-fi based. But they've all been so good. That was the first spot I ever saw. Wyatt Russell was in an episode of that.
Okay.
And a lot of people, like one of the best episodes of all time is starring what's her name? She directed Mandalorian and all the other stuff, and is in the redhead, Bryce Dallas Howard.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I have. We'll go with that. I have on my list here Random Jack Shed. So.
Oh, I don't know that I watched too much with you didn't, but we did just have a comment about Arcane, which season 2 of Arcane comes out. Oh, Daniel Kaluuya's episode was awesome too. Black Mirror. Every episode's great, but just go watch the first one, Frank. Anybody that's watched it knows you should just watch the first episode and then make your determination about the whole show off that one. But Arcane was phenomenal. I've talked about Arcane on here quite a few times, and I'm stoked for season 2. It's finally like 5 years later coming out now. But the animation's unreal on that show. So and the storyline has been cool. I think we get another time jump or 2 though, which is a little hard to keep track of, but we'll see what happens with it. I did finish up Kite Man Hell Yeah. So on Mac.
Oh, I remember. Okay, I remember you mentioned.
Yeah, so it's super fun. I highly recommend it because it just takes all it's in the Harley Quinn universe and it's just a blast.
Right.
It wrapped up well. You get like Darkseid the last 2 episodes going after just like a regular dude and his girlfriend to find the anti-life equation. And everywhere that he goes, there's like this chorus of singers that sing backups to him every time he says something. It's amazing. It's so good. But that show I continue to recommend. And it's an easy watch. It's like 20-minute episodes. There's like 8 of them, and they bring in all sorts of like super obscure characters and storylines and all sorts of stuff. And it's just all villains. I think there's maybe 1 or 2 heroes make an appearance in the whole show. Like there's a toilet that when you go number 2, it takes you back in time 40 years to the 80s.
Oh, really? That's kind of amazing.
And you just end up in Noonan's bar 40 years ago. It's great.
So wait, okay. So I absolutely, before our next episode, now that's the second time that's happened. Before the next episode that we do, I will watch. You remind me this weekend to watch Black Mirror episode
season 1, episode 1.
Okay.
Yeah.
I will absolutely do that.
It's a fantastic episode and high stakes.
Absolutely. High stakes. I have one not side, but we're gonna jump into Agatha and Penguin, but before we do that, not that we really break down Bad Monkey because I don't even know where to begin to break that show down.
Oh, it's so good.
It's just such a good, well-written show. I got a friend of mine that every once in a blue moon he'll pop in and say, watch or not talk. He watched it. I recommended it to him. He got all the way up to where we are now, and he said it's absolutely sensational. The writing is fantastic.
Yeah, a friend of the show, Chris, that listens on the podcast side every week but can never make the live one. He and his wife, she was like, "What are we going to watch?" He's like, "Let's try this." Jack and Frank talk about it all the time, and then they binged the whole thing in like 2 days.
That's great, and it's the season finales this week, right?
Is it only 8 episodes? I thought it was 10.
Is it? Let's see.
But yeah, that show's a blast, and it just goes back to what we always talk about, right? Like being well written makes a huge difference, right? And actually having twists and turns and not always knowing exactly what to expect, and the fact that they took a character that I didn't expect to see more than like snippets of, and kind of turned some focus for a couple episodes there, and I'm still into it.
Which one's that?
It's 10 episodes, by the way.
Okay. No, I mean, which is the character that you're talking?
The Dragon Queen.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't think to
Yeah.
give two shits about her, and
Oh.
I'm in. I'm in on every character that they've brought up so far. It's great. I love this show.
Do you know who her Yaya is?
I should.
No, you should.
No, who?
Yeah. She plays Rose on Lost.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I'm almost up to the Nikki and Paolo episode, so I'm just skipping that one when it comes up.
That sounds great. Nikki and Paolo was right around when I actually started.
Yeah, it's bad. They've introduced them into the cast now, and I'm like 2 episodes away from when they show up. It's kind of like when the Scott's Tots episode comes up on The Office on replays. I just don't watch it.
Got it. I'll be there soon. I guess someday.
We got Hal Jordan news again.
This is exciting for you. This particular casting.
So, yes and no. Okay, Kyle Chandler from Friday Night Lights, the TV show fame,
An early edition.
And he's had parts in other things. He was in
He's been in like everything.
Yeah. It was a Netflix show that he was in down in Florida or something. Yeah, he was in a Netflix show. I'll get the name of it, but he is being allegedly he is now in negotiations to play Hal Jordan only in the Lantern TV show, not in the movies.
I don't think they're gonna have Hal Jordan in the movies.
No, there's the speculation in the one article I read was that they're going to kill him off in a TV show because he's going to be playing an older Hal Jordan.
Bloodline is the show you were trying to think of.
Yes, Bloodline is what I'm thinking of. He's been in a ton of stuff. Super 8, Argo.
Yeah, look, I don't have
down for an episode.
I don't mind. He was in the latest Godzilla, a couple of the Godzilla movies.
Yep.
I don't have a problem with his casting. I think he can pull it off. If he doesn't stick around a long time.
Yeah,
he's not a long-term Hal Jordan to me, but neither was Josh Brolin.
No,
James Brolin definitely not.
He's more. If this is like an action show, I don't see him there. Like I just see him cast in more grounded roles. Like that. I mean, that's what I've seen him in. But he doesn't come off as like action. Like when we said Josh Brolin, 60. Well, that too. But when we said Josh Brolin's not young. When we said Josh Brolin, you can think of him doing action scenes because you saw him in Deadpool and Thanos. But Kyle Chandler,
Jonah Hex.
Yeah. Kyle Chandler, Goonies doesn't give that. Goonies 2 doesn't give that action vibe off to me. So depending on how the show is done, I like it, but I'm also kind of like.
To be fair, the Lanterns not super actiony like fist fighters. They don't have to do a lot of stuff. They got to float and make stuff come out of their hands. If they spend all the money on the show like they should, we'll see if they do that.
It's HBO, or Max or whatever the hell it's called today.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with his casting. I think that'll be fine. Like I said, I think Jon Stewart or Kyle Rayner ends up being your Lantern in the TV shows or in the movies. I mean, or they go Jessica Cruz and skip a couple generations. And because unfortunately, due to the original nature of the Justice League and the lineup, there's not a lot of female or diversity in there. And Jessica Cruz really helps broaden the horizon and the appeal of the show and bring in another audience. Right. So I think that would actually be a great Lantern to go with because you already have Guy Gardner introduced, who is the second, third. I don't know what they're going to do with that. We did talk about the fact that the Goonies 2 stuff was all debunked, right?
Was it?
Oh, 100%.
No, I didn't see that it was.
Oh, they were like, I don't know what you're talking about. There's none of that.
Okay. Now, could they just be like playing that off? Like, I don't really see the need for a Goonies 2. Like we did.
I don't think anybody in the cast sees a need for Goonies 2.
No, except maybe Corey.
No, I think he's the one that would have the most problem with it. He hasn't done acting in quite a while. I feel like for a reason.
He acts on stage all the time.
Yeah, like a human being. It's great. Speaking of Brolin, though.
Good.
So I got you to watch that trailer earlier for Brothers.
You did. Yes.
Which for anybody that hasn't seen it yet, listen to this cast. It's Josh Brolin playing Peter Dinklage's brother with their mother, Meryl Streep. Girlfriend of Peter Dinklage, Marissa Tomei. and police officer chasing after them of Brendan Fraser. There can't possibly be anything that ends up being bad about this movie.
Now,
It's going to be an absolute blast from start to finish, based on how all of them are just leaning into the absurdity of it, and like it looks like it's going to be wild. So that's called Brothers, because Josh Brolin and Peter Dinklage play twin brothers.
So this is going to be a theater release on October 10th, and then hits Amazon Prime Video a week later on the 17th.
I think that's an awful move. I would leave that in theaters for like 2 months before you drop it on Prime.
It's an Amazon Studios movie. They're making it. That's why it's going to Amazon.
I know. No, I get it.
That rental money.
But you do like 2 months in
the
theater.
Oh, you sent that to me, and I was like, all right, let me see. And I was sitting at work, and they were talking politics, and I wanted to just zone myself away from that entire conversation. And I put my headset on, and I watched the trailer, and I was like, okay, this looks really funny.
And you watch Peter Dinklage seduce Marissa Tomei, and it's like, oh my god, this is wild.
Yes, and give me more Brendan Fraser. I love him.
Yeah. I mean, he's like the top billed person, and he's like seems to be in it not that much, but we'll see what happens. It looks like it's going to be a really fun movie. So
no, it does. I'm very now. I'll see when it comes out on Amazon. All right, let's go Agatha first.
Oh, hold on. There's one more trailer that dropped.
I'm sorry. Let's not go Agatha yet. Hang on.
For talking trailers and stuff, there was a pretty big one that dropped today outside of the Gladiator 2 one. Huh?
What did I miss? What else did I miss?
The Thunderbolts?
Oh, crap.
Asterisk may have dropped a trailer today that gives up some big news and sets up what could be a good movie or might be total trash.
I totally forgot that the Thunderbolts trailer dropped today, and I watched it twice. I watched it once this morning, and I watched it once again to keep it fresh in my head, and I totally effing forgot that I watched the trailer.
With a couple new character reveals, at least one new character revealed to me that I hadn't heard of was in it.
Which one's that?
So spoilers for anybody that is avoiding the teaser trailer for the movie that comes out in a year. Good luck. So we had the screenshot from everybody on stage, and we had everything from Comic-Con, right? Which was Ghost and John Walker, and Bucky, and Yelena, and somebody else. Forget who the other one was. But then we get Taskmaster shows up in this.
Russell?
No, that's John Walker.
Oh, yeah.
So we get Taskmaster. It looks like she's going to be in this. We get Bob, apparently.
I know who Bob is.
Yeah, well, everybody that has watched the casting rumors knows that Bob probably would have been Stephen Yeun in the original plans, but it got postponed. Which I'm not a huge fan of that character coming in. I haven't even gotten to where that character exists in Marvel yet. I don't think.
It just feels like a wildly overpowered character to introduce.
100%, especially for the people that they have in this movie. But you get Contessa.
Yes.
Val, which looks like she's got some new digs.
Looks like she owns the Avengers Tower.
I don't know if she owns, but somebody she works for probably owns it. So
maybe they're
she work for
that for everyone to think that she owns it, but it's the people behind her that own it. That makes sense.
Yeah, because we know she's the director of the CIA,
right?
From Wakanda Forever,
right?
Which needed that rare, weird subplot of her and what's his name, Martin Freeman.
Yes.
Having a relationship, which I still don't know. I still haven't rewatched that movie, so
no. I think I will.
But yeah, it does. T saying it reeks of Suicide Squad, which terrifies him. I do not disagree with you. But if it is the Suicide Squad, we'll be okay. I don't understand how they're playing the parts in it and how they're going to twist it. Are they going to make all of them anti-heroes now? Because that's just a little much. Because the Thunderbolts were not anti-heroes. The fun of the original Thunderbolts, which I finally got to that point in my Fantastic Four reread, by the way. So there was a point when the Avengers and the Fantastic Four all got shunted to like a pocket dimension.
Mm.
And so when they all went away, is when they came out with the Thunderbolts, but they were all dressed as the new Hawkeye and the new Quicksilver and the new, like, it was all these villains that were dressed as the new Iron Man, as the new versions of the Avengers. And obviously we're not going to get that, so it is going to be more just let's do it as a Suicide Squad ripoff. It seems like. So I will not write it off.
Well,
until I see how bad they make the Captain America movie.
And you were saying there was a character introduced that you weren't expecting?
Yeah, Taskmaster.
Yes. Okay.
Wasn't any of the stuff.
So according to this, and I'm looking on the Wikipedia page, and I'll only look at a couple of these real fast. Sebastian Stan has described Bucky Barnes' role within the film as akin to that of Jack Nicholson's character Randall McMurphy in the film One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, that of an individual coming into a chaotic and degenerate group whose members he finds a way to unite. I did read that he is going to be the de facto leader of the Thunderbolts.
Yeah, Red Guardian. That's who I couldn't think of. David Harbour. And it looks like Rachel Weisz is in it as well.
Yes. She plays Shostakov, right? Shostakov?
Melina Vostokov?
Yeah, that works. I don't know. But
it looks to me like it's going to be Yelena's story.
Yeah, there's going to be,
which I think is how they wanted to bill it. So we'll see if they hold true to that or not.
Harrison Ford is expected to reprise his role as Thaddeus Thunderbolt Ross, alongside Lawrence Fishburne and Rachel Weisz as Bill Foster and Melina Vostokov.
I bet you $50 that Harrison Ford has no idea he filmed a scene for this movie.
They probably had him for the Captain America movie.
100% of it's in the Captain America reshoots.
And they're like, "Oh, hey Harrison, do this." Why? Because it's part of the movie. Which one?
Just like Gwyneth Paltrow had no idea that she was in Spider-Man.
Right.
I guarantee you that's where we're going to end up.
Yeah. Yeah, I totally forgot about that. Thank you for bringing that up. All right. Agatha dropped 2 episodes last week.
It did.
And before I mention anything about it, because we won't spend a ton of time on it, what did you think of the 2 episodes? I'll always love your take, and I know how much you were looking forward to this show.
Yeah, I think my comment on the show when the trailer dropped was, "Ooh, I don't think this is going to be for me, and I probably won't watch it."
Right. And
I did watch it, and I thought it was great. I enjoyed it.
Really?
Yeah.
Look,
I really like the episodes. Like, I don't like their take on Agatha because I'm a big fan of the OG old lady Agatha.
Right.
But they're throwing me enough like old school Marvel bones that I don't mind that they're reworking. Okay. I've accepted the fact that Marvel doesn't have to be a purist with all of it. Like, they don't have to remake the characters exactly.
Yeah.
And they should still do some of that. But I thought the writing on it's smart. Holy shit. I'm intrigued by the teen. I have some ideas of who I think the teen are. And
I am totally flabbergasted that you said that.
And I want to see more of what Aubrey Plaza's take on the characters, because I think I know who she is, which is finally going to satiate some people. And I remember reading that first appearance of that character in Daredevil when I was doing that reread last year.
I also enjoyed it a lot. I enjoyed the song. I thought the song was pretty cool. It was catchy. That they
the Mayor of Easttown remake.
Yeah. I love the fact that they introduced the engineer as a teenager. No, I do. So I read a couple of things about it, and Catherine Hahn had the idea to have Agatha naked, and that really was her naked. And it's the first female nudity in the MCU.
Oh.
And she wanted everyone to see Agatha stripped down to her barest. I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Another thing that I read is that they purposely and will not show Scarlet Witch's face. They made a conscious effort and a conscious decision not to show her face because it's not her show, even though they name drop her every 25 seconds.
Yeah. No butt double like Lena Headey, though?
Don't think so. Wow. Pretty sure that was her.
Get it, Catherine.
So really fast, I'm gonna blow through these 10 fan theories, or 10 theories of who possibly these things could be. One of the theories, I mean, if this is one for you for the teen, is Nicholas Scratch. Is that your thought?
I do. I wouldn't be surprised if it's
Okay.
Nicholas Scratch.
Okay.
Um,
The other is he's Billy Kaplan.
I don't think he's Billy Kaplan.
Now,
Unless we're gonna do more silly multiverse stuff, which they might do, but it's hard to say.
so the perfect mid-season twist that Agatha could pull off is that she's still in another illusion.
No, it's lame.
No, that's kind of lame. At the end of the Witch's Road, Agatha will revive Scarlet Witch.
No,
Don't think so?
I don't think so.
Okay. Agatha will finally introduce Mephisto.
I don't doubt that.
Okay. Is that who you think Aubrey Plaza is?
No,
Okay.
because they've made references to who Aubrey Plaza is already.
Okay. Let me see. I'm just scrolling through these to see. Rio Vidal is Victoria Montesi.
I also don't agree with that. That's Aubrey Plaza. I don't know who
Oh,
that.
okay.
I
Okay.
don't know who that is, Montesi, but
she's referred to as a green witch.
yeah. Oh, that's right. It's from some storyline a couple years
Yeah.
ago. Because they did after WandaVision reimagine Agatha as a hot young witch
Gotcha.
versus the old gray-haired lady she's been for 1,000 years.
Agatha will tease Doctor Doom's mother.
I don't think you can get Magda in there.
Okay. And Billy and Tommy's souls were trapped in the Darkhold. Now, there was another thing I read about the Darkhold was that, what's his name? Jonathan Majors filmed scenes as Kang the Conqueror, who created the Darkhold.
That doesn't even make sense. Kang's not a mystical character.
That's what I read.
Nothing in there about Aubrey Plaza's actual character?
No, not in that. And there might be some.
So
like why is Wanda's dead body in Westview, and there's other weird little things. But go ahead.
They even said it's not right. They said that it came from Europe,
right?
So somebody moved it there to break Agnes out of her spell, right?
Plaza.
So Aubrey Plaza, based on what it looks like they're going with the character, and they use the term Blackheart, right?
Yep.
Which is Mephisto's son in the comics.
Okay.
So he was a character that was like based on this town where there had been all these murders for hundreds of years, and all of this evil manifested in this town. Mephisto was able to put it into a human form and became Blackheart in an issue of Daredevil. I want to say like 270 or something like that.
Okay.
But then it's come back multiple times since then. So they probably just gender swapped that character.
Okay.
And you get Aubrey Plaza as that character, which is, but I'm sure they'll continue to twist it around a little bit. Now, if it's a Green Witch or not, I don't know. Deborah Jo Rupp is the one that's just like, I don't know what we're doing, but sure, it was great. Where she's like, why am I okay? Let's where are we going? Is super fun. So I'm down with Agatha, which I'm sure you and others are going to be shocked by.
I am totally shocked that you said that. I really didn't expect you to say that, and I'm glad that you didn't say anything in a text message to me. I enjoyed it. I'm looking forward to watching it. It looks like hopefully it continues on this trajectory, and it's a very well written, fun show.
Yeah. So we get another 5 episodes, and then 2 drop the week of Halloween.
The week of Halloween, yes, right around when Darth Vader should be here.
Yes, sure.
The other show that dropped, again, I want to hear what you thought of it. Penguin dropped on Max.
It did.
And gave us 1 hour episode ish.
Yeah, which is weird because it dropped Thursday, but it's going to drop on Sundays going forward. So
right.
I don't get that.
Did they push that out to compete with Disney and Agatha?
They might have.
That was going to be a bigger, I think it had.
Yeah, but Agatha dropped Wednesday, didn't it?
Yeah, it did.
Because what's the show that I have watched that drops Tuesdays? How Only Murders in the Building.
Right.
Which is still great this season, by the way. But I digress. So Penguin, what did you think? I went first last time.
I thought Penguin was great. I thought it's fleshing out the grounded world of Gotham. There's no like Poison Ivy. There's no Mr. Freeze or any of that stuff at this point in time. It looks like this is going to be a very grounded take on the Batman, but it's not going to be the Batman in James Gunn's movie universe. This will probably be more like an Elseworlds Batman, I guess,
No,
right?
this is Rob Pattinson's Batman.
Rob Pattinson's, but it's not going to be connected to
No,
James Gunn's
no,
other projects. It's still part of DC. It's just not part of his
correct.
overall universe. No, I thought it was a great, great, great episode. I still can't believe every so often I can hear Colin Farrell's voice come through, but I still can't believe that is him.
Yeah, it seems like a complete waste of casting Colin Farrell.
A little bit,
Which Colin Farrell has even said, like, I'm not doing that character again.
but he loves the character. He just doesn't love the 4 hours of makeup.
Yeah,
Which I don't blame him.
I mean, he could eat his way there. It's just a little bit of makeup he needs to do if he works at it.
What did you like it?
Yeah, look, I appreciate the mob shows and things like that. They're not my bag, but I enjoyed the episode. I'm intrigued to see, and I saw a rumor that possibly this is the start of Victor Zsasz.
The
kid Victor.
That
It can evolve into Victor Zsasz as we go forward, because the origin of Victor Zsasz was that he was corrupted by the Penguin and turned around. So, like, I think that would be cool. I don't know if you know that actor, but he was in the Runaways show.
I never
from Marvel that was on Hulu a couple of years ago. It was fantastic. They cut that show a little bit short and didn't do it justice when it ended, but he was in that. I thought he was great. I thought Colin Farrell was good. Again, I don't know that it had to be Colin Farrell, but I think he's doing good things with the character and the storyline. I love Mila. What's her name?
Kristen Milani.
Kristen Milani. That's her name. Yeah.
She was the mother in How I Met Your Mother.
She was. She's intrigues me as to how they're going to do that. I didn't expect the twist to happen as early as it did in this episode, so there's a lot that's going to keep moving around, and I don't know where you end up, or where, if this is going to set something up like that. I'm trying to avoid having those thoughts and being like, well, this needs to get here because we got to get to where this happens in Batman 2.
Well, yeah, so Batman 2 is going to take place in the winter. Batman's not going to show up in this at all. And this is supposedly, 2 weeks after the Batman movie. And it's going to take us right up to the next Batman movie.
With only a 2-year wait after this show's over. It's
only a 2-year wait. So we can rewatch the show 4 times before Batman comes out. So there was a QR code.
Saw that.
And on the QR code, it says, "You've seen Gotham's true face now. Together, we've unmasked it. It's corruption, it's perversion, masquerading under the guise of renewal. The Riddler." Okay.
Yeah. Are we still doing, and I don't remember, are we still doing no cell phones in this, or were there cell phones in this?
There were cell phones.
Okay.
But they weren't like iPhones. They looked more like flip phones.
Yeah, they try and avoid that stuff in the comic world because it makes it more complicated to be like, why didn't you figure this out and Google it?
Right. They did ask, Matt Reeves was asked if the Court of Owls might be the Batman 2's villain, and he said he can't comment on the movie because we're making the movie, and then you'd know what the movie that we're doing is, and we want you to actually go see it, basically is what he said.
Yeah, I did not expect Matt Reeves to be the guy talking at the end of this episode. When I saw him on there, I was like, oh, I didn't realize that's who Matt Reeves was.
Yeah. It's funny. It's funny that Batman, because this is again right after the whole movie thing, so he's not seen as a hero yet. He's still seen as a vigilante.
Yeah.
And I like the fact that I'm pretty sure Matt Reeves said that they weren't going to do like the supernaturally villains. That this is going to be a little bit more.
Yeah, and there's plenty to do that aren't there. I bet they do Hush, by the way, for the movie.
Oh, I loved seeing Clancy Brown too.
Yeah, he's going to be good. I mean, it's always good to see him in these things, and getting to have a role to chomp on. So I feel like he's going to get to really dig in on this one at some point soon. So, look, Penguin was good. I was a fan of the show. We'll see how it goes next week because we have a long wait.
Yeah,
for that
we
one.
do.
Sundays are tough.
Sundays are very rough.
Depending on what football games are going on, getting
Don't
that in for a Monday night show is gonna be, great.
don't care about football. I won't have a
Uh,
problem.
Good for you. I get at least 2 teams to watch all the time.
I
Um,
I do.
that I think that's a wrap for all the stuff we watched and everywhere we went, but, you can check me out at jackkidmusic.com. I'm filling in with Super Train this weekend. So a couple shows there. I'll be at Nick's on Woodhaven on Friday, and I'll be out at Chambers 19 for an early show at the other side in Doylestown on Saturday. So
Saw
check
that
that out.
you're gonna be close on Saturday, maybe. We'll
I
see.
am.
See what's
I
going on.
am. Cool.
Phillies up 5-0, by the way, just so you know.
Great. I did see a drop in the chat about a Schwarbaum earlier, so
It
that's
and a
always
JT
appreciated.
home run. Yes. Um, thank you, everybody. Oh shit, the song.
Hey, so thanks for finding the Geek Spot. We'll see you next time.
Little show rust.